Chapter 16. Doner Kebab. Azer skillfully squeezed his bike through the narrow gap between the bollards. The driver of the car had no choice but to slam on the brakes, bringing the Audi to a halt right in front of the bollards. The two enraged men in the car were left seething as they watched Azer speed away on his motorcycle, disappearing into a bicycle tunnel, where only pedestrians and bicycles were allowed. They quickly reversed the car and had to take a detour to reach the tunnel exit and cut off Azer's escape. Despite encountering protests from cyclists and pedestrians, Azer managed to reach the stairs leading out of the tunnel in time. With a watchful eye on his rearview mirror, he continued on his way. His mission was to find a safe location to stash the hard drive and then start searching for Topaz. Deliberately avoiding the highways to elude surveillance drones and satellites, Azer navigated side streets and eventually arrived at the main railway station. Pulling up in front of a fast food restaurant, he knew that a meal would fuel both his body and his mind for the task at hand. The restaurant turned out to be Turkish, a common sight in Berlin. Azer greeted the guy behind the counter in Turkish, but the young man, despite his ethnic appearance, was likely born and raised in Berlin and didn't speak his mother tongue. Switching to German, Azer ordered a doner kebab and a bottle of Ayran to quench his thirst. While the food was being prepared, he inquired, "Do you know of a place nearby where I can store my backpack?" The young man replied, "If you're lucky, you might find an available locker at the central station. Alternatively, there's a storage facility a few blocks away, but it's only open during the day." Azer savored the first bite of his kebab. It was evident why doner kebab had become more popular than both Italian pizza and American burgers in Berlin and across Germany. Just a few hours earlier, Azer had roamed the inner city with Topaz. Whenever they had passed an ethnic restaurant, Topaz had remarked, "Lovely place. We can dine here in the evening." Now, Azer found himself in a fast food restaurant, anxiously hoping that Topaz was still alive. His gaze shifted to the backpack beside his chair, and he reassured himself that Topaz's captors would keep her alive as long as they hadn't obtained the hard drive. Azer contemplated going to the police, but he knew they would merely file a report and confiscate the hard drive as evidence. His best course of action was likely to post a photo of the hard drive online and await contact, hoping for an exchange with Topaz. Finishing his meal, Azer made his way toward the central station. Following the signage, he located the lockers. As he wandered among the rows of lockers in search of an available one, he noticed that they were all occupied. Several weary backpackers sat around, patiently awaiting the noise from a locker becoming opened. Azer sat down, leaning against a locker, and took out his phone. He examined the photo he had snapped off the van's license plate during Topaz's abduction. Apart from a couple of red dots representing the van's taillights, there was little to glean from the dark photo. It felt like a hopeless situation. He pocketed his phone, rested his forehead against his knees, and closed his eyes. Sometimes our minds work better when we shut our eyes. But he didn't have many choices. He could return to the professor's place and leave the hard drive there. Then again, they might have already visited that place. If they managed to hack Topaz and Azer's emails, they probably knew the professor's address too. He thought about texting Jose to see if he had any other contacts in Berlin. But it was possible that his phone was also being monitored.